Hey, what's going on guys? Mark back in the coral room on Mark's Aquatics. I thought I'd give you a little update on the baby clownfish. Look at those little guys, they're growing away. They're in a tiny little Tupperware box there. It just shows you how small they are. We've got one with a bar, which, well, complete bars all the way through, and we've got a little miss bar there as well, where it's not quite joined up on the other side, and partially on the other side as well, and they're absolutely gorgeous, these little pair. I think what I'm going to do with them is put them in my living room tank, in that little Fluval Evo which I've got. I think I'm going to put them in there when they're a little bit bigger. Now, I was going to put them in there today until I came downstairs and realised that my Clarkies had just laid a huge batch of eggs right alongside one of my corals. So we'll go in there in a minute and I'll show you those guys as well. They're quite skittish fish, these pair that I've got, but they've laid a lovely big cluster of eggs there on the side of the rock, and like I say, we'll go and have a look at those. But I thought I'd put them in this little Tupperware dish just to show you how they're getting along and how they're growing so far. They've got lovely little black fins on these little, underneath there, those little pelvic fins are all black on that one, where normally they're orange in the middle, so that's a little bit of an unusual characteristic there. Very nice indeed. It's actually very hard to get the scale of just how small these guys are, so I think what I'll do is I'll just put my tongs in the water by them. You'll see the tongs going in a minute, just to give you a bit of a size. There you go. Look at that. Now that is my tongs there. Oh, sorry guys. But they're tiny, tiny. Look at that. Yeah, the reason I put them in this little dish was just so I could get some better shots, because they tend to go into all this lot down here now, and I can't pick them out as easy. They tend to hide away, but I think I've kept them in there long enough, so I think we'll slowly upturn that and let them swim out. There you go, little guys. Now you can go wherever you like. You can hide again. No, you're going to go up in the corner instead. There you go. Okay guys, we're back in the living room now with the little Evo. Here's the proud mum and dad. See if you can see the eggs. Right there they are. There's a big patch of eggs. We'll get the old flipper magnifier out in a minute and we'll have a look at them a little bit close up, I think. So if I drag that in front, next to that lovely little Aptasia, which everyone wants me to get rid of, but I still haven't got round to it. There you go. Absolutely masses of eggs there on the edge of that rock, and obviously it goes all the way around this side, and I'm not sure how far around the back it actually goes, but there's quite a lot in there. It's the first time these have spawned from me. I got them off Martin. If you're watching this, mate, they've done it at last. They've spawned at last. Look at that. Like I said, they're quite spooky little fish, and they tend to hide around the back there, but he keeps coming out. He keeps looking after those eggs, making sure you'll go up and down like that just to have a little look. Mum is just coming out now, and they'll go round and they'll keep fanning those eggs and making sure they're okay, and then she'll zip back under that little arch again. But as you can see, this little tank's thriving away as well. A nice little touch here. They've got a lovely light pale blue, these Duncan colony, this lovely little Duncan colony here. Absolutely stunning. Look at that. Let's see how close we can get in. For you with high definition TVs, that should look pretty cool. But everything else is doing well. You can see it's creeping up the glass. That Xenia there. Got another. I've got to get in here with that Joe's Juice and get rid of all those little guys at some point in time. But I put another piece here of the green star polyp, and as you can see on this side, the green star polyp's gone ballistic up the glass this side, and it's starting to reach out everywhere. There's Dad fanning the eggs away, making sure that no dust or anything gets stuck to those and makes them go fungusy. That lovely little bubble tip there, that's why they've laid the eggs there, because they've got the protection now of that bubble tip, and probably the Aptasia as well, so they've laid them there for security for the eggs, like they would do in the wild. They would do it in amongst a big carpet anemone or something like that, in a little group of them, and they'd lay it underneath on the stone, so the carpet anemone acts as a big protection gate for them. So but look at that, that's absolutely stunning. That's coming along. It's starting to blow over actually and touch my zoas there. It's just keeping them annoyed and keeping them closed up. But as we all know, bubble tips like to move around, so we never know where they're going to end up. That's why you've got to be careful with the power heads and things, because they can get sucked into them quite easily, and they can move very quickly when they want to be on the move. But this one's been settled here for quite some time now, so I'm quite happy there. But it's going to be an exciting time. I better get some more rotifers on the go if we're going to have more clownfish babies. Mum and Dad in the coral room have already laid another clutch already, which should be due to hatch out next week. The last couple of batches I've just let go into the system because I just haven't had the time to rear them and to get everything ready, which is a bit of a shame. But like I say, whether they're in the tank or, you know, they're going to get predated on either way. So it's whether it's in the wild, they're going to drift off and get taken out. Now what I've done is, you'll notice I've taken the gravel out. Now the reason for doing that is I want the star polyps to creep along, and to cover all this I think it's going to look quite nice. I've never actually done it before, but I'll put another piece over in the right hand corner as well, and I'll just, as this grows up the side here, I'll just take little bits off and I'll just put them down in various places and get it to stick to the bottom. And I think we'll have like a big load of grass down there. It'll look quite nice actually, going all the way through. A bit of marine aquascaping. I say I've never done it before. I think it's going to be quite an interesting... I've seen them on various other videos before, but I'm looking forward to it covering all the bottom. Well guys, it's spring is on the way. A few of the little flowers, the spring flowers, are just starting to come out. Really looking forward to giving this pond a real nice big renovation this summer. Going to get some more plants in here I think this year. We're going to get some tidy lighting on the roof. I've got to redo the roof, as you can see. A couple of you guys were saying last time we had a drip in the workshop. We had more than a drip. We've had some serious torrential rain over the last few weeks, and it was really windy as well, so it's been driving underneath the different parts of the felt. So I've got to redo the roof as well this summer. We're going to redo all this as well. Like I say, get some grow lights in here I think, as well as the natural light coming in through the windows here, which need a good clean. I think I'll get some nice little baskets and things up in the corner there and make it look really tidy. The sheets are still on the outside, as you can see, still covered in leaves. All that's going to have to be cleaned off, jet washed, new planting in the garden I think this year, and tidy that all up as well. There's not many people on YouTube that have got a pond in their workshop, and I'm really looking forward to getting this one pimped up a little bit for this summer. Everything else is looking nice. We've got the paludarium there, which is looking great. Some root systems have come out of these plants. If you look from the last time, this is all grown recently. All these different plants which have come in on the moss. Some of that carpeting Monte Carlo I took out of the other tank I put in there just for the time being, so I can use it in other projects. But that's growing and looking fantastic. Little spiders up there, look, all hiding up around the lights, because the lights attract the insects and they like to munch down on those guys. So they're happy up there. I'll leave them alone. I like letting nature take its course. Fantastic stuff. But yeah, really looking forward to doing the pond, guys. Sorry it's a little bit loud in here. All the koi are outside. I don't think we've got anybody inside today. Nobody at all. Just a massive great heater down there, which I haven't used, and I don't think we can see anything under there. I might have to get my GoPro and have some underwater footage. Let me know if you want to see some underwater footage of some koi swimming around. That would be interesting to film. We're in the bench tank now, guys. We've got my female guppy there who's panting away. We all know what happens when they start doing that. She's going to be releasing some babies very shortly. Now, one of the males is there waiting, as they do, the little monkeys. They'll wait until those babies are born, and if they're not quick enough and get into somewhere, they'll predate on them. But I'm not sure if you can see, we've got some more of the plecos there as well. Look at those little guys. They're the ones we've bred in the workshop many weeks back. You probably see some crystal pearl danios in here. I'll just turn this other light off and it'll stop it from glaring. Right, you can see all those crystal pearl danios, and that's just one, and there must be over 150 in here which they've bred, or I bred and put back in here and they're all growing up now nicely. They're a few months old now. You can see Dad, he's the very bright finned one there. Sorry about all the stains on the glass, but that's behind and it's right against my shed there, so I'll have to put a black background on that at some point. You can see there's cherry shrimps in there as well, and we've also got some of this hair algae which has decided to do a strange bunching up. Like I said, this is a real tank for breeding out stuff. It's not, my channel's not one for real fancy tanks and aquascapes and stuff. I like to breed things and let nature take its course. I'm not worried about bits of it, and there's quite a few little balls of it. You'd think they're Marimo balls, but it's actually really tightly compact hair algae. Look at that. But my red cherry shrimps absolutely love the stuff, as you can see there, all grazing away. And the babies, believe it or not, they go into it, and because there's so many little fish in here and guppies and various other things, we need lots of little places for things to hide. So that's what I like to do. Another little pleco, little blue-eyed lemon pleco at the back, and we've got that Saswasatang tree there which is growing lovely now. I'll just take those off. If you just grab that with my tweezers, it'll just come away, but I wouldn't do that because it's probably full of little shrimp babies hiding in amongst it, and I wouldn't want to throw them out, because as you lift this stuff out, it creates like a net. It'll actually suck together as you lift it out and the water drains from it, and it's basically just like a fishing net, and it will trap everything in there, and you'll take it all out and throw the poor little guys away, and we don't want to be doing that. Got one of the bronze corries down here that we've bred many months back now. He's happy in there. We've got more. Look at that pothos root is growing through the filter, so I'm going to have to give that a trim up at some point. Another little cherry shrimp there having a graze on the plants. Let's see what else we can find. Now what I tend to do, guys, is I've got 3 big sponge filters in here, as well as a fluval canister filter, so we got 4 massive sponge filters. Now I always keep them in here just to keep them live and active, so if I start up a new tank or when the breeding project's really kicking again, I can take one of these out and put a filter straight in, and it's already cycled, and we can go then straight away with the next projects. Some of the crystal pearls there, love those little danios. Mr. Shrimp's hiding around the corner, feeding off the filter. We've got a bristle nose in there as well. Little Mr. Shrimp there having a clean up. Look at that. Beautiful and red, that one. Now I haven't got many of these guys. Now they're going to start breeding again. I'm going to up the temperature a little bit soon, and that'll kick these guys back into gear again, and they'll start breeding again like crazy. I find if you drop the temperature down, keep it around 22 degrees. When you take it up to 24, 25, they really do kick into gear and they start breeding again quite rapidly. So they'll start burying up. But I think what I might do is take some of these guys out, start a new colony. Like I keep saying, we got one up here. I'm not sure if this female's got berries. She might have. She's not lifting her skirt up to show me, but could be some hiding underneath there. Got some stunning male guppies in here, mixed varieties. Oh, we've gone all blue again. We're back in the coral room now, back in the shop. You're looking at a monstrous wall hammer. Absolutely massive that thing is. I would say it's not far off the size of my head. It's a lovely piece, and it's going to look stunning in somebody's tank. If someone wants to buy it, it's up here in the shop ready to go. Look at that. Anyway, we're right back to where we started again with the little baby Nemos. And as always, you're all stars. Thanks for tuning in. I think the next video is going to be up very soon, and we're going to be doing more work on that big 6-foot paludarium that I've been building in the workshop. So I'm going to get into a little bit of that, I think, over the next few days, make a video of that. And as always, like I said, you're all stars. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being part of Marks Aquatics, and take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.